Today on Perpetua's Corner, we have a quick lesson on quadratic inequalities. So remember, a quadratic equation is one that has x to the second power, and the graph of that is a parabola. They can open up or down. So just a reminder, when you're graphing inequalities, if it's greater than or less than, we're going to use a dashed line. If it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, we're going to use a solid line. Now, the shading with these, once you graph the parabola, just like you had with equations, is where to shade it. So if I have it, it opens up. Remember, greater than or equal to is above, right? So in this case, the above is going to be right inside. It's going to be above the line. Same thing if it was less than or equal to, we would graph below the line. So in this case, below is going to be right here. Now, same idea if our parabola opens down. If it's greater than or equal to, we are still shading above. So that's going to happen right there. And if we have less than or equal to, we're shading below. Okay, let's try one. Graph y is greater than x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now, in this chapter, we have learned a number of different ways to graph a parabola. You could use a table. You could use completing the square. You can write it in vertex form. So it doesn't matter how you get there. So I'm going to use the x-coordinate of the vertex. I'll use that little equation we have, negative b over 2a, which gives me negative 2 over 2 times 1, which is negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Now, I'm going to use a table. That's going to be my vertex, so I'll put that in the center here. And then I'll just pull out some other values just around the vertex, so I'm okay. So let's figure out for y, if x is equal to negative 1. So I have negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 plus 1. So that would give us 1 minus 2 plus 1, which would actually give us 0. So the y would be equal to 0. Okay, so we're just going to substitute those values in for x to figure out what our y is. If you want to pause the video to do those, you can. But I have 1, 4 is a point on my parabola, 0, 1, 1, and 4. So let's just graph it. So I have 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is here. 0, 1 is here. Negative 1 is 0, right? That's our vertex. Negative 2, 1, and 3, negative 4. Now, one thing I have to remember up here is I have greater than. So a couple things with that. I need to make sure that I'm using a dash line because that's an easy thing to forget. Not that it's hard to do. It's just an easy thing to forget. So I'm going to do a graph line, a little dash line above my graph. And then I'm going to shade above. So above is right in here. And that's it. You're all set. Okay, great job today in this little mini lesson, and you have a great day.